Hurrem Roxelana, the slave who ruled an empire. In the meantime, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and leave a like on the video. Now let's start. In a time when women were silenced and harems were gilded prisons, an unexpected figure dared to defy the written destiny. Emerging from the shadows of slavery, she crossed seas and palace walls, gradually enchanting the heart of the most powerful man in the Islamic world. She used no swords or armies, only words, intelligence, and an enigmatic smile. From slavery to harem. In the first half of the 16th century, in the cold lands of Ruthenia, now Ukraine, a young woman named Anastasia Lisovska lived in peace with her family. Daughter of a simple Orthodox priest, that peace soon turned into tragedy. She was captured by Tartar invaders and taken to Constantinople, the heart of the slave trade. There she was sold to the Ottoman imperial harem. They gave her the name Hurrem, the smiling one. Among hundreds of concubines, her charisma soon attracted attention. Topkapi Palace, where politics and desire intertwined, became her new battlefield. Suleiman the Magnificent had just ascended to the throne, and nothing would ever be the same again. His harem was immense, his campaigns legendary, but it was the presence of that young slave that changed everything. Hurrem was not only beautiful, but charismatic, cultured, and with a lively spirit. She quietly gained ground, surpassed the favorites, and grew ever closer to the Sultan. What began as a casual choice turned into a unique love story. The love that changed an empire. The harem was not only a place of pleasure, but a delicate political field. Each concubine represented alliances and rivalries. Among them all, Mahidevran was Suleiman's favorite, mother of his firstborn, Mustafa. Her fate seemed certain, until Hürrem came along. Different from the others, Hürrem did not accept her role passively. She used her smile, intelligence, and strategy as weapons, and it worked. In a short time, she became the woman closest to the Sultan. Suleiman, breaking all Ottoman tradition, officially married her. A slave turned sultan. An unprecedented scandal. Never before had a sultan married a concubine. It was the height of Hürrem's influence. She went to live in the royal apartments, reserved only for legitimate wives. She even began to influence political decisions. Tensions with Mahidevran exploded. During an argument, Mahidevran hit her in the face with such force that she was injured. Suleiman reacted with anger. He exiled Mahidevran from the court, never to see her again. Thus, with a masterly stroke and without raising a blade, Hürrem eliminated her rival. Her power grew, but with it, also suspicions. The Ottoman court looked at her with suspicious eyes. But Hürrem knew, either one reigned or one disappeared. Intrigue, poetry, and blood in the palace. With Mahidevran exiled, Hürrem consolidated her position as the Sultan's consort and mother of several children. But victories in the palace never came without enemies. The most dangerous was nearby. Ibrahim Pasha, Grand Vizier and close friend of the Sultan. Ibrahim despised and feared her. He saw her as a threat to the balance of power. He was feared and respected. But Hürrem knew the game. Silently, she began to undermine his reputation. Accusations of treason, waste, and suspicious ambitions piled up. In 1536, Suleiman ordered his execution. Ibrahim was strangled in the palace without a trial. The smiling sultana had won again. Meanwhile, Suleiman wrote love poems for her, signing himself Muhibi. He called her my paradise, my cure, my only joy. The most powerful man in the empire knelt in words before her charms. But an even greater threat loomed. Mustafa, son of Mahidevran. Beloved by the army, respected by the people, Mustafa was the natural successor. Charismatic, just, experienced in battle. He was everything his subjects wanted in an heir. But for Hurrem, he represented a condemnation for her children. In the Ottoman Empire, succession was won, or eliminated. Hurrem began to spin her web, convincing Suleiman that Mustafa was plotting against him. She said she felt threatened, that she heard rumors of treason. She manipulated letters and messengers. In 1553, during a military campaign, Suleiman summoned Mustafa to his tent. The young man, trusting, entered. He was strangled on the direct order of his father. The people were shocked. The empire trembled. But in the palace, silence. Now the road was clear. Selim, son of Hurrem, would take the throne years later. She, however, did not live to see it. She died in 1558. She was buried next to Suleiman in the Suleymaniye Mosque, an honor never before granted to a consort. Hurrem broke traditions, overcame rivals, and ruled in the shadows with a strength rare in history. From slave to empress, from concubine to legend, even today her name is remembered with admiration and fear. Thus we come to the end of another journey among veils, thrones, and hidden daggers. And you? Would you have had the courage to trust a smile capable of sending an heir to the other world? Or would you have hidden in the harem, hoping not to be noticed? Your opinion is precious. Leave a comment and join the conversation. Don't forget to super like. It helps us to continue telling these incredible stories. The story of Hürrem Sultan, born Anastasia Lisovska, is much more than a courtly tale. It is the extraordinary tale of a woman who, starting from slavery, managed to climb to the top of the Ottoman Empire, defying every rule, tradition, and limit imposed on women of her time. With intelligence, charisma, and political astuteness, she transformed her destiny and that of the entire empire, becoming not only the wife of Sultan Suleiman, but also one of the most influential and discussed female figures in history. In the heart of the palace, amidst intrigues, love, and tragedy, Hürrem left a deep mark, building a silent but lasting power. Her rise, marked by bold gestures and controversial choices, still speaks to us today of the courage needed to rewrite one's future, even in the most adverse conditions. Hürrem was not only a sultana, but a strategist, a mother, and a legend. That's all for today, and what do you think of this story? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new, so you don't miss the next videos. See you next time. Bye.